And we welcome you back to the Big D on the island of Nicollet as we continue our coverage of this distinguished, proud, and terrific doubleheader with Cretin-Derham Hall and DeLaSalle. The boys are about to take the floor. And here they come. The five-time defending 3A state champions, #1 team in 3A, and they've held that ranking for what seems like 37 years. The DeLaSalle Islanders, and here comes Cretin. Standing room only. This should be a great contest. DeLaSalle at 16-2. Their only losses were to Maple Grove on a buzzer beater from Brad Davison and IMG Academy in Florida in a game at the Corn Palace in South Dakota. Cretin-Derham Hall at 14-5. They had a little bit of a bump. They had that big loss to Eastridge, but several of their players were out with the flu. As we take a look at the starters. The Raiders, prior to that loss from Eastridge, were on an impressive winning streak.
The head coach of the Raiders is Jerry Klein Jr. And now here's the starting lineup for
They've won 12 of their last 13 after a slow start, losing to Lakeville North, Apple Valley, and Park Center. Again, that loss to Eastridge probably knocked them out of the top 10, but you have to put an asterisk because several of their key contributors were out with the flu. Daniel Oturu, Jalen Newton, and Jerry Klein, the head coach. As we noted in the girls' game, this is the first time these two teams will play for the Christian Brothers School in basketball. DeLaSalle and Benilde St. Margaret's have a trophy of their own, and Dave Thorson and Jerry Klein have talked about it for years. They wanted to add another layer to this historic rivalry. Again, these are the two oldest members of the Archdiocese. DeLaSalle, the oldest Minneapolis members. Cretin-Derham Hall, the oldest St. Paul member. A look at the starting five. For Cretin-Derham Hall, it's Ryan Larson, the junior guard, Jake Prince, the junior forward, Jalen Newton, the junior guard, Jaden King, the sophomore guard, and Daniel Oturu, the junior forward. DeLaSalle will start Tyrell Terry, the sophomore guard, Gabe Kalscheur, the junior guard, Sage Booker, the junior guard, Gonar Marr, the senior forward, and Dominic Bledsoe, the senior guard. DeLaSalle led by Dave Thorson, one of the most distinguished coaches in all of basketball. DeLaSalle won this meeting a year ago, 64-49. But it doesn't matter what the record is or how many titles these teams have won. Every year they come to play. Standing room only. Cretin wins possession, but not for long. 3-second violation was called. Cretin will wear the white, DeLaSalle will wear the black. DeLaSalle winners of 11 in a row. They have not lost since the blowout to IMG Academy. And blowout losses aren't something DeLaSalle suffers often. Not in the last 5 years. Gonar Marr can't hit the baseline, Jay. DeLaSalle hustles for the O-board, and it goes to Gabe Kalscheur. Kalscheur goes up, rejected by the rim, of all things. And Ryan Larson picks it up. And we have a big crowd here, so you may not be able to hear Dave Thorson, but he's one of the most vocal coaches on the sidelines. It's a matter that can irk some, but Dave Thorson very passionate about his role here at DeLaSalle, and he is extremely proud of all of the accomplishments his athletes achieve, not just here, but in college and beyond. A foul was assessed to DeLaSalle, number 22, Dominic Bledsoe. And right away, Thorson making a substitution, putting in Christian Dixon, number 24. Dixon comes up with a steal. Gonar Marr for three. That rims out, and the rebound goes to Jaden King. Oturu, yes. Daniel Oturu, as you know, verbaled to the University of Minnesota, who beat Rutgers in afternoon action earlier today. Marr tried to go inside for Terry, and Oturu with the steal. Daniel Oturu will light up the stat sheet in many ways. He averages 18.8 a game, but that time it's Jalen Newton, who can also put up points. DeLaSalle going for the dunk. Cretin-Derham Hall will have none of it. The big scores for the Raiders are Oturu, Prince, and Larson. And we'll talk more about that as the game goes along. For DeLaSalle, Marr and Kalscheur are the players to watch offensively. Oturu needs help and ends up throwing it away. DeLaSalle on the run, and they blow another look inside. The Islanders off to a slow start here. But we have a long way to go, and if there's anyone who knows how to work their way through adversity, it's DeLaSalle. And unfortunately, no Timberwolves shootout this year. That's when we would usually pay a visit to see the Islanders. DeLaSalle did go to Target Center not too long ago, actually. 1 week ago today, and convincingly defeated Sioux City, Iowa. Sioux City East, to be precise, 73-44. Foul charge to number 11, Gabe Kalscheur. That's his first. Cretin-Derham Hall going high-low, pass mishandled. Cretin-Derham Hall catches a break. This is Jalen Newton who will shoot two. Again, Newton did not play in the loss to Eastridge.
Jalen Newton at the line for Raiders shooting two.
And even though this is a rivalry, and a fierce one at that,
21,
we talked about the degree of friendliness in this series. Oturu, Prince, and Larson, along with Cy Chapman, they play with Gabe Kalscheur and the Howard Polley EYBL team. Newton splits there, and Cretin-Derham Hall up 5-0. DeLaSalle, they don't sweat when they play from behind. A couple years ago, you may recall their comeback to beat Morgan Park, a school from Illinois, in the Timberwolves shootout. Marr, long two, off the mark. So in the early stages of this one, it would not be wise to count out the Islanders this early. Ryan Larson looking to push the lead, and he does. He attacks the lane and scores. Cretin-Derham Hall up 7-0. 14:03 left in the first half, and DeLaSalle will call a timeout. Cretin-Derham Hall, members of the Suburban East Conference, but take a look at this non-conference slate. Lakeville North, Apple Valley, Wayzata, Park Center, Stevens Point from Wisconsin, Iowa City West, and DeLaSalle tonight. After this game, they will play Forest Lake, then White Bear Lake, and Iowa City West will take place a week from today. This is a team that is used to playing tough opponents. Jerry Klein Jr., a longtime member of this program. Just one loss in conference play. 14-5 overall. They trail Woodbury and Eastridge, but not by much in Section 4-4A based on the QRF. That's going to be a tough section to get out of, much like last year when North St. Paul pulled off the upset bid. DeLaSalle, the heavy favorite to get out of Section 6 again. And we have a foul on Cretin-Derham Hall. DeLaSalle, they don't play a lot of section opponents. And that's because of their schedule. The only one they usually end up facing on an annual basis, it seems, is Benilde St. Margaret's. And that's due to the annual series those two schools have. But that's okay. I don't think anyone would dispute the acumen and the resume of Dave Thorson. DeLaSalle fires a three, and they still can't get on the board. Got nearly 4.5 minutes without scoring. Ryan Larson, he averages 13.5 for the Raiders. And Cy Chapman makes his first appearance for the Raiders. Cy is the younger brother of Sade Chapman, St. Paul Central standout who bounced around a couple of colleges before settling on Delaware. 13-16 left in the first half. Oturu to inbound. Nice series of skip passes, but the Raiders can't get it there. Oturu with the O-board, but he shoveled his feet. Keep an eye out for Oturu. 18.8 points a game, 16.9 rebounds. In fact, the day after he announced his commitment to play for Minnesota, he scored 33 points and put in 26 rebounds, 9 blocks in a win over Woodbury. And we've got another year of this guy. Larson with the steal for the Raiders, and he loses control and loses the ball. And to finish up on Oturu, he averages 5.8 blocks, so among the state leaders in rebounds and blocks. He will be tough to handle tonight for the Islanders as the game progresses. Again, a standing room only crowd, and a gym with a lot of history. And DeLaSalle will go to the free throw line and try to get on the board that way. Here is Tyrell Terry. Scored a season-high 22 against St. Croix Lutheran. He has only missed 3 free throws all season. Joined the varsity team as a freshman. And make it 4 free throws. Terry, just a sophomore, averaging 8.3 points and 4.4 assists per game. 89% free throw shooter coming in to this matchup. And an honor roll student. And honor roll is a phrase you will hear a lot when it comes to DeLaSalle. And we may have a race to find out whose vocal cords give out first. Jerry Klein and Dave Thorson, again, very emphatic with their instructions, but there's a difference between being assertive and abrasive, and I can tell you, these two coaches are far from abrasive. They are very passionate and caring about what these kids do throughout their careers. That's a traveling violation on Jalen Newton. 12:22 left in the first half, and the Raiders lead 7-1. For Cretin-Derham Hall, this would be a big win that could give them a boost when it comes time to seed the sections in 4-4A. And for DeLaSalle, there doesn't seem to be a lot of, well, Ryan Larson tried to get the steal, and he had the right idea. Put a little too much force on that one, but you're not going to fault him for the deflection. I was going to say, for DeLaSalle, I don't think anyone would be surprised if they go on to win their 6th straight state tournament title. They're the only school to win 5 in a row. And winning the championship last year, they passed the mark of another legend, Larry McKenzie, who had won 4 in a row in 3A for Minneapolis Patrick Henry from 2000 through 2003. Ronar Marr is blocked by Oturu. Cretin on the run, and the fast break layup goes to Jake Prince. DeLaSalle tries to answer. The kick out, 3 on the way. Kalscheur can't hit it. That was Bledsoe, I should say. Marr tries to get the rebound, and a foul is called. We don't see this often. DeLaSalle trailing, and we are 6 minutes and 36 seconds into this game, and the Islanders have yet to make a field goal. This does not happen often. And these are two teams who can put up points when necessary. DeLaSalle averaging 76.3, Cretin averaging 72.2. We'll have to see what shakes out as the game continues. King pulls up, too strong, and the rebound goes to Dixon. DeLaSalle looking to push. It's Tyrell Terry, and DeLaSalle finally gets their first field goal. It took about 7 minutes, but it's only a 6-point margin, so long way to go, and a whole lot can happen. Oturu almost lost it, but he regains control, but not for long. Gabe Kalscheur, look out! I think DeLaSalle's fans have woken up. They bring the pressure again. And it works the second time. Terry with the steal. Kicks out to Kalscheur for 3, and he's fouled. Gabe Kalscheur averaging 16.8, a 75% free throw shooter. Scored a season-high 31 in a runaway win over Fridley. That was a 90-54 decision. The foul will be charged to Jalen Newton. He has several Division I schools taking a look at him, including Minnesota. An all-conference recipient last year.
Number 1, Ryan Nelson, and 22, Michael Carter for the Raiders.
Kalscheur makes 2 of 3, but Terry swoops in for the O-board. DeLaSalle feeling it now. Kalscheur pump fakes the 3, and will go back to the line. That foul charged to Cy Chapman. That's his second. And Gabe Kalscheur racking up points from the free throw line. Kalscheur splits. But DeLaSalle has scored the last 7 to make it a 1-point game. Larson kicks out and unable to hit the 3. It was number 22, Michael Carter Jr. Terry to Kalscheur. Goes inside for number 20, Will Irvin. Kalscheur, corner 3 does not fall. Larson kicks out. Carter faked the 3. Now he needs help. Finds Oturu. Oturu walked again.
For the Islanders,
9:19 in the first half, and well, I wish Larry McKenzie was here to see this. I did have him as part of our crew tonight, but he had some family matters to attend to, and family trumps basketball, as you may know. But that's okay. Some high-flying athletes on display here on Nicollet Island. Sage Booker missed the layup attempt. Cretin-Derham Hall holding DeLaSalle just couple of field goals thus far. Oturu tries the reverse, no good. Gonar Mar with the block. And DeLaSalle has numbers. Terry was called for the charge. Jaden King stepping up on defense. King averaging just under 10 a game. One of the supporting options on offense for the Raiders. 9-8 with 8.5 minutes left in the first half. Perhaps not the score some fans were expecting. But if you like defense, we're getting plenty of it. And Gonar Mar says, I'll take a charge. And Ryan Larson is hit with the foul. A back and forth duel between two teams who have high aspirations in the postseason. And Cretin-Derham Hall, no stranger to it. It was a couple of years ago when they were in Section 3, where they came up with a big upset over Apple Valley. Gabe Kalscheur sinks the baseline jumper, and DeLaSalle takes their first lead of the game. They're on a 9-1 run. Carter to King. We're looking for Oturu. Mar with the deflection. Got a pile up. And DeLaSalle picks it up. Dominic Lenzo got control for the Islanders. And Kalscheur has been feeling it so far with 7 points. Make something happen. Mar. Draws a foul on Oturu, and that's the first. Oturu took a hard hit on the floor, and Gonar Mar, that was an impressive stop and start skill set. He baited Oturu into the foul, and officials do not give him a shooting motion, so it will be a side out.
Back into the Raiders. 24 Christian Dixon back into the Islanders.
And standing room only crowds for this rivalry series are quite common. They've had people standing 3 or 4 deep on the baseline. Oturu with the block as Dixon tried to hit the elbow J. You do not want to mess with Oturu and his 6'10" frame. Another block. And Larson comes up with it. 2 big swats for the Gophers recruit, and Larson throws it away. And he takes responsibility. And that's all you can do in that situation. You own it, own up to it, and move on. Still have a lot of time left in this one. Mar pulls up, swish. Gonar Mar gets on the board. He is headed to George Mason University next year. You may recall George Mason, the Cinderella team, as Larson turns it over. And here comes Gabe Kalscheur. George Mason, the Cinderella team back in 2006, reaching the Final Four as an 11 seed, the first school to do that. Cretin-Derham Hall sensing the tie getting out of control, will call a timeout to settle things down. DeLaSalle leads 12-9. They are on an 11-1 run. 6:46 left in the first half. DeLaSalle, some of their signature wins include Armstrong and Osseo. A game with Osseo, a 2-point affair as the student section rallies on one of their chants. And we mentioned the win over Sioux City East at Target Center a week ago. The week before then, they knocked off Kakana, the defending state champion from Wisconsin, at the border battle hosted by the Breakdown. DeLaSalle often gets tapped for a lot of high-profile events, whether it was the Timberwolves shootout, the Tip-Off Classic. That's what happens when you win title after title. And they're not sick of it yet. We mentioned the Travises during the girls' game. Reed, part of the dynasty run. Jarvis Johnson, who unfortunately is unable to play for the Gophers, although they're keeping him on scholarship. You know his story. And so many others. And when you consider how tough it is, as Dominic Bledsoe goes to the line, when you consider how tough it is with the graduation, you get transfers, you have to deal with a rotating cast of characters every year. It's not like professional basketball. You have to find ways to innovate, to stay relevant. And Dave Thorson has done just that. 7 state tournament titles overall since he took the job here for the Islanders. And he knows a thing or two about the next level. He was once a coach for the Golden Gophers. Cretin-Derham Hall knocks down the 3. It's Jaden King. And that gives Cretin a much-needed dose of momentum. 13-12 our score, with 5:53 left in the first half. Terry to Kalscheur. Kalscheur's been feeling it. Oturu with another rejection. I've got him at 4. If the first half is any indication, I may have to make this rivalry appointment viewing in the years to come. This is a lot of fun. Oturu to King. Back to Oturu. He's going to attack the hole, pushes Marr out of the way, and scores. Oturu saying, "Get out of my way!" Pair of D1 recruits going. Kalscheur, dribble drive, kicks out to Terry for 3. Bullseye. Tyrell Terry. It's 54%, 32 from three-point range. Gonar Marr can knock them down from distance. He's at 46. DeLaSalle takes the lead, 16-14. And no steal that time. And because Terry touched it, there is no backcourt violation on the Raiders. But they are relentless with the pressure defense, and it bit them there as a foul was called on Dominic Bledsoe. And both teams in the penalties, so free throws coming for Cretin-Derham Hall. And Cretin-Derham Hall having its share of alumni. I was going to say 2 years ago they upset Apple Valley and ended up as semifinalists in the 4A state tournament that year. They lost to Lakeville North on a buzzer beater from J.P. McCura. Lakeville North would go on to win the 4A title that year, and one of the most outstanding games I've ever seen. Lakeville North winning by 2 as McCura exploded. Larson knocking down the free throws, and we're tied at 16. Marr, baseline drive, and he draws a blocking foul. It will be the second charge to Ryan Larson.
Number 1, Ryan Larson, is second. Teammate.
Gonar Marr scored a season-high 40 in the win over Armstrong. 2 20-rebound games this year. And on the short list for Mr. Basketball. He's played varsity all 4 years. And another honor roll student. Like we said, honor roll student and DeLaSalle go hand in hand. Marr makes the back end. DeLaSalle 6 of 11 from the free throw line. 4:20 left in the first half. And you know you were thinking about some pun related to that number. 17-16 our score. Chapman out to number 10, Jalen Newton. Used up the dribble, finds Larson. Larson out to Prince. Now it's Larson taking the open three, and he comes up short, but the save by Prince. Cretin-Derham Hall will get another try. Although that doesn't spare Larson from the customary air ball chant in that situation. Coming up at halftime, we'll have Ayanna Gardner, who was clutch from the free throw line, although she stumbled a bit late. Didn't matter though. She had an outstanding performance as the DeLaSalle girls knocked off Cretin-Derham Hall. Big Prince throws it away. Ayanna Gardner will join us in the booth to share her thoughts on the game and what this rivalry means now that she's been a part of it for a couple of years. The last touch by Cretin-Derham Hall, so it will stay here. And we talked about some of the alumni during this 5-year dynasty of the Islanders. If you go back even further, you get some folks like Jamar Diggs and Teddy Archer. They're part of the 06 state championship team. Unable to hit the reverse was Christian Dixon. Teddy Archer, now a professional agent, helping players ink deals overseas. Getting to travel the world. That guy had a mean slam dunk, I can tell you that. Also got hit with a technical once in the Howard Poley Pro-Am League, a point he finds amusing. Back to action here, Cretin-Derham Hall with possession. Oturu one-on-one, goes up on Dixon, and it's tough to stop Oturu when he's down low like that. Raiders retake the lead. Terry finds Marr. Dronar with just 3 points, but Kalscheur has stepped up. Great ball movement. Kalscheur for three. Well, unable to accentuate it, but that was textbook passing by DeLaSalle. I hope you're taking notes. Shots may not always go in, but that is what a great passing drill looks like. Kalscheur with the deflection. It will stay with the Raiders. 1:57 left in the first half. You, me, and many of our friendly neighbors here. Of course, DeLaSalle basketball, a staple in Minnesota prep sports. And Dave Thorson has used that platform to promote the game and friendly competition along the way. Jake Prince missing the drive. Tyrell Terry with a nifty spin move. And free throws coming for Sage Booker. Foul charge to Newton, his second. Sage Booker, younger brother of Aaron Booker, who played basketball at St. Cloud State. Aaron, a 2004 graduate. Booker also a tailback on the football team, one of the state's fastest athletes. Doesn't score a lot, 7.1 a game, but as the saying goes, you can't coach speed. Booker gets the back end, that gets him on the board. And we're tied at 18. So after the early jump from Cretin, DeLaSalle went on a run to close that margin. And here we are, tied at 18 in what has been a low-scoring game, but no lack of excitement. A game that has brought out a lot of media, bloggers, myself, and even a few of our neighbors at the higher ranks. Reaching foul is called on DeLaSalle. And that will send Cretin to the line since they are in the bonus. Foul is charged to Gonar Mar, his second. And Daniel Oturu at the line. Oturu is 64% free throw shooter. This is 1-1. And you can imagine his field goal numbers are up there, 65.7. But when you're that big and can dominate the paint like he does, you're not going to miss a lot of shots down low. Oturu makes both. Raiders 5 of 6 from the line. DeLaSalle 7 of 13. And the Raiders up by 2. Dixon to Terry. Out of Kalscheur. Dixon has it again. And a lot of man-to-man defense here. 3 on the way from Kalscheur. Did not get the bounce. Oturu almost tipped it into the basket. Dixon can't put it in. Kalscheur, no. And Oturu scoops up the board. DeLaSalle had about 4 chances there, and they come up empty. Screen hold for the final shot, or do they attack? They attack and hit the three-pointer. It's Jaden King with a second triple. And Cretin-Derham Hall pushes the lead to 5 as they look to get one last burst of momentum. DeLaSalle will hold for the final shot. Ten seconds and counting. Kalscheur wants the 3. DeLaSalle's got to get it off. They do. And that will not count. So Cretin-Derham Hall enters the locker room with a 23-18 lead as they look to claim the inaugural Christian Brothers Golden Basketball Traveling Trophy. And we'll wait for Ayanna Gardner to come up here. And when she does, we will have a discussion with her about the girls' game. But for now, we'll take a break. The Raiders lead by 5. You're watching high school boys basketball.
If you'd like to sponsor a TSP television broadcast, Patreon is the place. Sponsorships start at just $1 a month. Visit patreon.com/TSP television and make a pledge for premier Twin Cities sports coverage.
And it might be a little tough to see, but I'm joined by Ayanna Gardner, who put in 16 in the girls' version of this rivalry. And Ayanna, you've been a part of this series now for a couple of years. What do you make of it? You see a packed house like this, and even for the girls' game, this brings a big crowd.
Yeah. Well, I just transferred here my sophomore year, and I don't know, it's just, we always have like a welcoming, like we're such a welcoming team, and we encourage each other all the time. So it's always fun to play with them.
And coming in here, how do you bring leadership to a really young team? You got a lot of sophomores and freshmen, and so you and Olivia are among the elders for this Islanders group.
I think like, cause they get down on themselves a lot. So I think with like encouragement, it really does help them. It's like being a big sister to them. That's what like the kind of relationship that you have to have with them. And it really like helps them, you know, play better and everything.
And Olivia Travis is right over here. How do you play that big sister role?
By guiding them and really helping them, like encouraging them and knowing that if they make mistakes, it's okay and we're still learning and still growing as a team.
Yeah.
And talk about your growth, because before the girls' game, I spoke with Tanisha Scott, and she really touted your development and maturity for this team, and it showed today in grinding out a tough win over an up-and-coming Cretin-Derham Hall team.
My growth has come mostly from watching my brother grow too, and my little brother. We all encourage each other, and so all of that has combined to me growing and wanting to be better.
And what do you make of this rivalry? Because you saw your brothers play against Cretin every year, and as you see, doesn't matter what the score is or what their records are, this is a memorable game.
I love it. It's a great rivalry. I'm just happy to play a part of tradition, and my brother's watching and all that. So.
And Anna, we'll go back to you here for a bit. How did you sweat through that tough Cretin-Derham Hall team? Because they kept it close up until the final minute. You had to sweat it out.
Well, I mean, I just kind of like, my motivation came from like my team, because I knew that this was like a big game that we had to win. So I just was constantly always looking for them or to score, because I knew that we had to stay in the lead the whole time, because this was a big game that we had to win. So it was kind of just like I had to do it for my team.
And for the two of you, how can you build on this? You've got a few games to go, 2 more against conference foes, and then you've got Maranatha and Minneapolis North to end the season. So how can you use this win to build some momentum and try to make a push in the postseason?
I think we'll just look back at this one and think about how tough this game was, and just kind of like use it as fuel to our fire. Like, if we did this game, we can definitely keep pushing and win another game that's just as good as Cretin or even better, because we can do it.
And Olivia, what do you have to add to that?
I think knowing that we can do it is going to really help us, and knowing that we can beat these good teams is going to help us finish out the season.
And then a couple more things. I just want to get your quick analysis of the first half and what DeLaSalle needs to do if they want to come back.
They need to finish and not get their shots blocked so much, I guess. But, I mean, they're doing the best they can, I guess.
What about you, Olivia?
Defense is key. They're not rebounding or anything, so they need that.
Yeah.
And then anyone you want to say hi to that will watch this game on TV or online?
Me and all my friends, all my family, everyone, I guess.
What about you, Olivia? Who you want to give it a shout out to?
The fam. They're watching.
The fam.
I'm sure your brothers are watching, and I'm sure they're awfully proud. And maybe you'll get to join them someday, either whether it's Stanford or Harvard or maybe another top school. Who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, congrats on the win. I'll let you
Thank
get
you.
back so you can enjoy the second half. But thanks for coming up here. And if this year is any indication, I may have to make this annual series appointment viewing. So I hope you guys can put up with me this time next year when the series goes to Cretin.
Okay.
If you'd like to sponsor a TSP television broadcast, Patreon is the place. Sponsorships start at just $1 a month. Visit patreon.com/TSP television and make a pledge for premier Twin Cities sports coverage.
We mentioned Jarvis Johnson in the first half as one of the distinguished alumni here. He is in attendance tonight along with his mother, Tanisha, the proud parent of Jarvis and Tyshana. Tyshana owning just about every rebound record imaginable at Iowa State. She may find her way in a WNBA roster come spring. And Dave Thorson said about 7 decades worth of alumni would be in attendance for this matchup. This has been a series that has gone on for many years. Again, the oldest members of the Archdiocese in Minneapolis and St. Paul. And we have to get the scoreboard fixed, and well, we got the first part of it, 23-18, so we'll try to get the rest up. We had the points and fouls up there as well. Well, it's been that kind of a rivalry. Even the scoreboard can't handle the intensity. Mike Beaton here by myself, talking to myself. But that's okay, I'm joined by a few hundred of our close personal friends. As we wait to start the second half, DeLaSalle looking to extend their winning streak to 12 games. And Cretin-Derham Hall, winners of 12 of their last 13. And that loss coming to Eastridge. In a game without Daniel Oturu or the head coach, Jerry Klein, because he was out with the flu. If you're wondering how the first meeting went, Cretin-Derham Hall won that one by 5. So You can't really extrapolate much from an 80-43 decision when you had several unexpected absences. Well, it looks like the scoreboard is fixed, and we'll get this started shortly. But the officials are working at the scores table to correct some things. DeLaSalle will close the season with 3 Tri-Metro teams. They will go to Champlain Park on February 23rd. That one ought to be a doozy. The number 1 team in 3A against the number 1 team in 4A. And then they'll close the season hosting Eden Prairie, continuing that series. Cretin-Derham Hall, after this game, they get Forest Lake, White Bear Lake, Iowa City West, Woodbury, Roseville, and Parker Cottage Grove. So some high-quality matchups for both sides. As DeLaSalle inbounds to start the second half, if there's one drawback to 5 state tournament titles, it's the continued narrative that some folks have tried to manufacture as Kalscheur comes up short on the runner on why DeLaSalle isn't in 4A. They've proven they can hang in 4A, and Dave Dorson gets asked that question almost every year when they win a state title, and his answer is usually the same. There's only so much I can do. It's not exclusively up to him. Daniel Oturu hits the mid-range J to get the second half started. Oturu up to 10. In Minneapolis North, Larry McKenzie would have some perspective on this, as Gonar Mar can't get the layup. And if he were here, I'm sure he would have some insight to provide. He went through the same thing just a year ago in Class A when Minneapolis North rolled through the field en route to their first state tournament title in 13 years. There's always someone who wants to put an asterisk on your achievements. And yes, 4A is the top class in the state, and so maybe that carries a little more weight. But as we noted in the first half, to win 5 in a row is unprecedented and extremely difficult, because you have to manage a rotating cast of characters, not just on your team, but for everyone else you face. And that streak started with that amazing 2012 game against Minneapolis Washburn. Gonar Mar draws the foul. He'll shoot 2. And one of the scoreboards is off, so they got one of them correct. The other one is stuck, so we're going to be working with one scoreboard for now. But as Gonar Mar shoots his free throws, everybody wants to feel like they know what they're talking about, and you got to deal with a lot of changing pieces. And so to win 5 in a row, I don't care what class you're in, that deserves a distinction without any retort. Gonar Mar splits there. A championship is a championship. I know there are some folks that would love to see the days of 2 classes, but we have what we have, and we have Daniel Oturu throwing it down. Raiders lead by 8. Terry for 3. Off the rim. And the rebound bounces into the hands of Jaden King. Larson to Jake Prince. Out to Oturu. And he's fouled. No, a traveling violation. And he goes, "Are you kidding me?" Because I didn't travel. They have to love the one-sided commentary when calls don't go your way. Part of the game, though, and DeLaSalle trying to rally their troops. Gabe Kalscheur answers the call with a three-pointer. Kalscheur up to 10. And that makes it a 5-point game. As we said, DeLaSalle, they're a team that knows how to play from behind. Larson with a little bit of a push-off. And he gets the Plinko bounce. That puts him up to 6. DeLaSalle looking to run. Barr from the corner. No good. Rebound. Going up for the putback is Sage Booker for his first field goal. Larson to Oturu from the elbow. Off the heel. Rebound Terry. Finds Marr. Fakes the three. Here he comes. Leaves it short. And they're going to call Oturu for the elbow. That is just a second personal foul on Oturu, but a rather ticky-tack call compared to some of the other decisions we've seen. But that's what we have. The foul stands. And Jerry Klein Jr. apparently gets a warning from the officials as he's looking for an explanation. I was perplexed by that call. I think many of us were, but that's the ruling, so we play on. Oturu with the second personal. Terry had an opening, didn't see it, but that's okay. He'll get the dime as Sage Booker knocks down the elbow jam. DeLaSalle surging back. They trail by 3. Tyrell Terry with the strip. One-on-one. Look out. Jalen Newton has to leap over the row of fans near the baseline. That could have been a mess. But no harm done. It's a small gym. You can only fit so many people in here. A packed house to watch a terrific game between two teams who have deep postseason runs in their aspirations. And remember, whoever gets to the state tournament this year gets a guaranteed 3 games. Going on, Marr hits the fadeaway. Seeing a little more offensive action in the second half. Pass deflected by DeLaSalle and into the student section. And another tradition for DeLaSalle, and a school steeped in it, when Darcy Cascais used to be the athletic director, a chant that was common was, "Where is Darcy?" Or just Darcy, instead of a less appropriate call for a decision they don't like. DeLaSalle gets the transition bucket. Kristen Dixon with the finish. 30-29 our score, and the Islanders have retaken the lead. They are on an 11-2 run. Larson. And we have an offensive foul. Like we said, DeLaSalle, they know how to play from behind. No lead is ever safe with this group. Timeout, Cretin-Derham Hall. So I'll finish up that story on the Darcy chant. You don't hear about it anymore because she left a couple years ago after Tyus Jones officially became an NBA player. Darcy is Tyus's aunt. But while she was athletic director here, the student section, if there was a call they didn't like, they would chant Darcy because there was a less appropriate chant that you often hear at athletic venues. And Darcy said, hey, let's find something else. And so she ate it up. She enjoyed it. I have yet to hear an Adam chant, Adam Pribble, the athletic director at DeLaSalle now. Adam also the head coach of the boys soccer team, a 2006 graduate of this school. And A lot of alumni come back to contribute to DeLaSalle, whether it's as fans or as coaches. C.J. Anderson, another one, the son of, or C.J. Hallman, I should say, the son of Charles Hallman. He coaches the football team, won a state title in '99. Kalscheur to Marr. DeLaSalle looking to extend their lead. Marr blocked by Oturu. That's his 5th block of the game. This kid is a defensive asset with a capital A. But DeLaSalle responds. Jonah Marr comes up with a steal after the pass intended for Oturu was deflected. 3 on the way, it's good. Dominic Bledsoe with his first field goal, and the Islanders with their largest lead of the game. Larson inside, and side Chapman throws it down. That silences the DeLaSalle faithful for now. Marr, spin move, and he walks. But what was a 23-18 score at the half has picked up in intensity with 12:18 left in the second. We're going to match that first half total pretty quickly here. Larson. Pass was lost, but it will stay with the Raiders as Larson tried to find Prince.
Foul gathers 11 Gabe Kalscheur is second. Gabe first.
12:03 and counting. And the standing room only crowd. Chapman can't put it down. Oturu eventually wins the battle for the rebound, makes contact with Marr, nothing called, and Oturu will be credited with the putback. Terry has a hole, and he couldn't put on the brakes. We're tied at 33, and Cretin-Derham Hall recapturing some of the momentum that DeLaSalle had just a moment ago. Larson to Oturu, pulls up, swish. Oturu's got a nice pull-up. You don't see that too often, but we are in the era of the stretch 4 now in basketball. And a 3-second violation on DeLaSalle. No, it was a blocking foul instead on Sage Booker, just his first. Missed that call originally, and Dave Thorson now gets a warning from the officials. As we told you, these are 2 intense coaches. They take this rivalry game seriously, but both are proud to be a part of it. Ryan Larson trying to plead his case, but that's a backcourt violation. Both schools were promoting the trophy that will be presented to the winner of this game. There's a tremendous amount of respect between the 2 coaches. I can't make out what the official is saying, but we have a stoppage in play. And it looks like there was some blood on Gabe Kalscheur. That's why they stopped it. And so he's being tended to by the athletic staff. And for now, he will be subbed out. It looks like they fixed up Kalscheur. So Kalscheur will have to sit momentarily. as he gets worked on. 35-33 our score. Terry goes to Marr. The fadeaway, it's Chapman coming up with a block this time. Ball is live and won by Oturu, who was subsequently fouled by Sage Booker. That will be his second and a third on the Islanders. Larson. A little shiftiness. He can't put down the three. Chapman almost had a putback slam, but he mistimed the jump. Terry, the skip, and the reverse for Christian Dixon. There's a highlight reel play for you. And we're tied at 35. We've had several ties in this one. I've lost count. You can tell these teams want it. 3 ball. Unable to hit was Jake Prince. DeLaSalle on the run. Marr. Stutter steps. Goes up and they will call it a jump. Cretin with the arrow and Daniel Oturu might come away with a bruise after that one, but he will not back down in the paint. That much is certain. Gabe Kalscheur goes back in for the Islanders. And these teams will not meet in the state tournament, but bragging rights on the line in this matchup. Jerry Klein Jr. will call a timeout, Cretin with 3 remaining. And as we noted, Cretin-Derham Hall with some distinguished alumni. They've been playing under the state tournament hardware to show for it. The Roscoes, for example, a couple years ago when Cretin-Derham Hall was a fixture at the Tip-Off Classic. Or I should say the T-Wolves shootout. And they were a fixture at the Tip-Off Classic too, including this year. When they lost a tough one to Lakeville North on December 10th. Any of the top 4 seeds in Section 4-4A, Cretin among them, as we have some. Well, we've got the scoreboard fixed, so now they show on both sides again. Meanwhile, the fans are showing off their roller coaster charade abilities. The top 4 teams in Section 4-4A, Woodbury, Eastridge, Cretin, and Tartan, would all seem to have a reasonable chance of winning that state tournament berth. Tartan, with a long history of state tournament runs, with Mark Klingsborn at the helm. Woodbury posting an outstanding score in Michael Jones. And in Section 6, again, DeLaSalle the front runner, but don't look past Orono. Barry Wohler has a pretty solid group. Section 6, not as intense as it was a year ago when half of the top 10 teams came from there. Gonar Marr with a steal. Throw down. Good morning, Nicollet Island. DeLaSalle, unfortunately, commits a foul. Dominic Bledsoe at half court. Got a little too close with Ryan Larson. Chapman will inbound right in front of the DeLaSalle bench. Not the team in the penalty yet, as time winds down in this one. Larson, contested jumper, almost goes in, and a foul underneath. Will be charged to DeLaSalle. It's on Marr, his third, and DeLaSalle with just one to give now, with 8:58 and counting on the clock. DeLaSalle going for the deflection. Raiders ball. Long skip intercepted by Terry, but he ran out of real estate. Again, hustle plays will always be commended, even if they don't result in a steal. You're not going to fault somebody for trying to force a turnover. Green keeps it again. And sinking the runner is Jaden King. And Oturu may be drawing the headlines tonight, but King has 8 points. Kalscheur. Oturu blocks the reverse. He came out of nowhere. That was LeBron James-like. If you recall Game 7 of the NBA Finals last year, LeBron blocked a shot in transition that ultimately preserved a win for the Cavaliers. But DeLaSalle comes back with the steal. Gabe Kalscheur takes the errant pass. We're tied at 37. Kalscheur looking to break the tie. Dribble drive, Oturu. That was Chapman, but the ball was going down. So goaltending, not Chapman's fault. He did what anyone would do down low, but the ball began its downward trajectory, and when that happens, that is a goaltend. Side Chapman trying to get the stop. A second earlier, it would have worked. Kalscheur will get credit for those points, and Brian Larson will get credit for that drive. Steal. Cretin all alone. Goodbye. Jake Prince with the finish. Minor's setback doesn't bother the Raiders. They take the lead, 41-39. And as I told Anna Gardner and Olivia Travis, after an outstanding pair of games that we've seen here, I may have to make this rivalry appointment viewing. This is a lot of fun. DeLaSalle calls timeout. That gives us a chance to collect ourselves momentarily. 7:33 left in the second half.
Stay tuned following tonight's game for the presentation of the...
And we'll have the presentation of the inaugural Christian Brothers basketball trophy. The Golden Basketball is the official name. As Jerry Klein told me yesterday in my brief chat with them, he and Dave Thorson talked about it, wanted to add a extra flavor to this rivalry akin to what DeLaSalle and Benil does. They have their own traveling trophy, which has been in possession of DeLaSalle this year after Benil pulled off the upset win at this gym a year ago. This is one of 3 doubleheader rivalries that DeLaSalle conducts every year. Benil, St. Croix Lutheran, a tri-metro opponent, and Cretin-Derham Hall. And it never gets old. Two distinguished schools playing with a state tournament feel. Now, look out. DeLaSalle turns it over. Ryan Larson with a hesitation move. And that, my friends, is anticipation. Larson anticipated, let the defense blow by. Easy layup. Cretin-Derham Hall up by 4. Marr. Chapman's on him. He finds Kalscheur. Kalscheur breaks free. Switch. Gabe Kalscheur stepping up. Gonar Marr has been harassed all game. Only 8 points. Again, he averages 21.2. But Kalscheur doing his part. And Cretin lost the ball. DeLaSalle on the run. Larson broke up the pass, but ends up fouling Terry. That will be the 4th on Ryan Larson. Your point guard is in trouble now.
Raiders foul number 1, Ryan Larson, his 4th.
And Tyrell Terry will shoot free throws. He is 1 of 2. Only missed 4 all season. Hit 7 triples in the win over St. Croix Lutheran. So Larson will have to go out, and Cretin will have to function here without their starting point guard. And Larson, he averages 13 and a half and 7.2 assists, which is among the state leaders in that category. So that is what Cretin will be missing for the next 6:46. It's crunch time for the Raiders and a window of opportunity for the Islanders. Taking his place will be Michael Carter Jr. We haven't seen much of him lately. Chapman. It's out to King, deep 3, pure! Kalscheur to Terry, draws the foul and will shoot 2. That is the last to give for the Raiders. Tyrell Terry, 3 of 4 from the line. He has 8 points. A 6'1" sophomore. And even Elena Delagon will miss her free throws, but if Tyrell Terry can put up this clip from the free throw line, as we noted, 89%, and DeLaSalle very good from the free throw line overall. Terry makes both. That's a great fulcrum to have. It's an underrated but an integral part of a basketball player's acumen. So Terry makes both. That gets his total up to 10, and it's 46-45. 4 of the starting 5 for the Islanders this year shoot 75% or better from the free throw line. That's how important it is. Oturu, spin move, fires. Bounces out, Chapman, rebound, can't get the leaner. Oturu comes up and 1! Daniel Oturu, Mr. Clutch. And he gets a bump from his teammate, Jaden King. Both teams out of fouls to give now. The foul on Kristen Dixon, just a second. Oturu, worth the price of admission and then some. He's up to 19. Raiders up by 4, but as we've seen, 4 points can be reeled in quite a hurry. Terry to Kalscheur, taking the 3, skipping to Marr from the corner, 3! One-point game again. Dixon with the steal again. Larson with 4 fouls, but Michael Carter intercepts the outlet pass. Cretin looking to go in transition, and Jaden King pulls up and banks it in. 3-point game now. Terry. He's swinging around. Dixon for 3. Off the heel. And the rebound by Carter. Less than 5 minutes to play. And a 5-second violation. Good defense by Sage Booker, who stayed with Carter on that series. 4:40 left. We've seen several ties, lead changes. Emblematic of what this rivalry is about. And with the talent decorating both teams, this is a matchup a lot of people were anticipating. And if you don't believe me, just look at the crowd. Dixon to Terry. Kicks out to Marr from the left corner. Can't hit that one. Oturu with the rebound. Prince to Carter. Looking for help. And Cretin got the timeout calling. They'll call a full one. They have one left with 4:03 on the clock. Both teams out of fouls to give. Each with 6. DeLaSalle with the possession arrow. And they have 3 timeouts. Cretin, as we noted, has 1. Ryan Larson with 4 fouls, but Cretin holding their own. And there's a chant that DeLaSalle fans have been accustomed to sing, and the Cretin-Derham Hall student section, who's up here with us in the upper deck, pointing to scoreboard. Did we tell you this game is a state tournament feel? As I was going to say, DeLaSalle fans accustomed to the "I believe that we will win" chant. And what is an annual appointment with the state tournament. They've been doing so the last 5 years, and they've come out victorious. We talked about that 2012 championship that started this run. Ross Barker's baseline jumper in overtime started this run. And it was an unbelievable game with Washburn that year, too. Would it be fun to see how they could handle things in 4A? Sure, but you can't deny the history they continue to make with every game. And Cretin has possession right now, looking to make some history of their own. Oturu can't get the putback slam. Contact everywhere. And a foul on Chapman. I believe that will be a loose ball foul. And that will be the case, so free throws coming for the Islanders. That, my friends, was the basketball equivalent of the big one at Talladega. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. It's on YouTube. Dominic Bledsoe to shoot 1-1 here. He's an 81% free throw shooter. Scored a season-high 18 in the win over Kakana. Also plays on the soccer team, coached by Adam Pribble, the athletic director here at DeLaSalle. His brother Adam was a member of the 2006 state championship team. He also scored 31 on his ACT. That's 4 better than I got. Bledsoe splits. Safe to say, though, that Bledsoe, who's a senior, will probably get either an athletic or academic scholarship. Whatever he wants, I'm sure he'll get. 31, deserves high honors. Ty Chapman with a little bunny hop, and that's a traveling violation. .328 to go and a 2-point game. Cretin has held the upper hand here slightly. And DeLaSalle looking to change that. There's one guy who can do so. It's Kalscheur. There's another guy, Gonar Marr. Marr goes out to Dixon. He'll kick out to Terry for a reset. Plenty of time. Marr, the shovel pass. And that's a foul on Chapman. That is his 4th. If there's anyone who can exhibit patience in a pressure situation, it's DeLaSalle. Amidst all their state tournament titles, we mentioned Washburn. They beat Austin in back-to-back years. St. Paul Johnson, A team that had a pretty good run of their own in 3A, including an undefeated run in 2010 to win the state tournament title. Marr makes both free throws. He's a 77% free throw shooter, and he ties the game at 51. Listen to the crowd. Traveling violation on Oturu. And in the midst of that noise, Ryan Larson is back in for the Raiders. Now the DeLaSalle faithful will settle down. Three on the way. Bullseye! Dominic Bledsoe. And the crowd stands on its feet once more. Urging the Islanders on. Larson goes up, banks it in. Still a lot of time left, just a 1-point game, so you don't need to do anything silly. If you're Cretin, you don't need the three, as we saw there. We'll take a 2 right now. Dixon in trouble. Pulls up from 15. Swish! That, my friends, is how you make lemonade out of lemons. 3-point game again. Larson kicks out, 3 ball, off the heel. Battle for the rebound is won by the Raiders. And I'm gonna have to stand. Ball is loose, picked up by Marr. Got it! I'm gonna have to stand up for the rest of this. But DeLaSalle with their largest lead of the game with 1:02 remaining. Donar Marr with that bucket goes up to 15 points, and Marr is coming through in the clutch when the Islanders need him most. DeLaSalle called the timeout. They have 2 remaining. They still hold the possession arrow, but this game far from over. 1:02 on the clock. And as we've seen, Cretin has some scores. Daniel Oturu, he has 19, Jaden King with 13, Ryan Larson with 12. So a lot of capable performers for the Raiders to reel this margin back in. Tanisha, you holding up over there? You holding up over there? She can't hear what I'm saying. She's all right. Her Islanders are up by 5. Doesn't have any more kids in school. Tanisha Johnson behind me. Her kids have gone on to college, but still a supporter. Again, her offspring with a lot of history over here. Jarvis Johnson and his amazing comeback from a heart attack, and Tyshana Johnson winning 3 in a row here. It's Cretin-Derham Hall trying to reel in a 5-point margin. And an offensive foul on Larson, he's done. Gabe Kalscheur with an amazing play on defense. Larson will finish with 12 points. And DeLaSalle can taste the inaugural Golden Basketball now. Cretin will use up the 30 seconds they have. There's a little bit of space behind us, but that's about it.
Number 10, Jaden King back in for Cretin-Derham Hall.
DeLaSalle loses the ball. Oturu with the slam! And now it's a 1-possession game. The clock does not stop for a made basket, of course. And Cretin-Derham Hall They force the turnover. I don't believe it. A 3 ties it. You don't need it necessarily, though. You've got 40.9 on the clock. Oturu goes up. Got it! And a stoppage in play with 30.1. 1-point game. Cretin. They'll try to go for the steal. They may have to play foul and chase, though. But Oturu with the right idea on that last play. Terry to Dixon. He lost the ball! And Cretin, without their starting point guard, can win it here. 21.8 on the clock. DeLaSalle was up by 5 with 1:02 to play. Cretin does have one timeout, and Terry Klein will use it right here with 18 seconds. Daniel Oturu, an amazing pair of plays in the final minute, and Cretin-Derham Hall will have a chance to win it. Don't tell these teams that a state tournament trophy isn't on the line. That's all I have to say.
Paint around the horn, please take a step backwards. Around the black paint, we need you to please step backwards.
And the PA announcer instructing the fans to step away from the black paint. As you can imagine, in this situation, you got to give the players a little bit of space. Now, next year when they go to Cretin, that may not be an issue. The gymnasium at Cretin-Derham Hall can seat a couple thousand folks. The crowd size is irrelevant in this rivalry. You don't remember what your record is, but you remember the score. That's how this rivalry is defined by both sides. A photo finish is coming your way. Will it be DeLaSalle or will Cretin-Derham Hall end the 11-game winning streak for the Islanders? Oturu, you know they're going to try to feed him. In trouble. Gets it again. And he stepped on the line. It will be DeLaSalle ball, and DeLaSalle will call a timeout here. They had 2 remaining. Now, there's 7 seconds left. This game's still not over. Cretin-Derham Hall, I imagine, if they can't get a steal here, they will go and foul right away. DeLaSalle in the double bonus. Cretin-Derham Hall would be in the bonus at the next foul. Although in this situation, that may not apply here. But even if Cretin fouls, DeLaSalle could not make it a 2-possession game at the free throw line. On the floor for the Islanders is Terry, Kalscheur, Marr, Bledsoe, and Dixon. I imagine they'll look to feed Tyrell Terry, their most accurate free throw shooter, unless he's going to inbound it. And he will. Interesting call here by Dave Thorson, although with Terry being one of your point guards, not surprising, but he is your best free throw shooter. We'll see what happens. They have 1 timeout if they need it. And there's the foul with 5.9. Now, Cretin out of timeouts regardless of what happens. Dominic Bledsoe. Described by Thorson as a tenacious on-the-ball defender, one of the state's best. Well, now he'll have to show that tenacity at the free throw line here. He will shoot 2. And as he shoots these free throws, we'll pause and watch with you fans out there. He makes both, and DeLaSalle will call a timeout. If they don't carry over, you might as well use it. DeLaSalle, 17 of 25, 68%. Nothing to write home about, but they've outshot Cretin-Derham Hall in that aspect. Cretin-Derham Hall just 6 of 7. 5.9, that is plenty of time for the Raiders to go the length of the floor and fire off a 3. Among the three-point shooters for Cretin-Derham Hall, Jaden King at 37%, Jake Prince at 38, Ryan Larson at 36, but he's out of the game. Oturu hasn't taken a three-pointer all year. And Caleb Davis, who we've not seen today, is their best one at 46.2. So your options at this point are Carter, King, and Prince. King has 2, and that's been it from Cretin-Derham Hall. Oturu has yet to attempt a three-point shot. DeLaSalle, in a sense of irony here, could force him to step up in this moment. $5.9. You want excitement? You got it. Buckle up your seatbelts, everyone. This is going to be a wild finish. Newton inbound. Pass deflected. Turnaround 3 is off the mark. Oturu goes up and scores, but it won't be enough. DeLaSalle hangs on to win by 1. 60 to 59. They come back from an 8-point deficit. Oturu will finish it with the game's high score at 25 points. But Gabe Kalscheur and Gonar Marr stepping up when DeLaSalle needed it most. And Dominic Bledsoe hit a big three-pointer to preserve the DeLaSalle lead. We'll keep it here as we present the inaugural Christian Brothers Golden Basketball, and then we'll try to get a word with Kalscheur and Marr, who came up clutch today as DeLaSalle hangs on by the skin of their teeth. 60 to 59 the final. You're watching high school boys basketball.
If you'd like to sponsor a TSP television broadcast, Patreon is the place. Sponsorships start at just $1 a month. Visit patreon.com/TSP television and make a pledge for premier Twin Cities sports coverage.
And I'm joined by Gabe Kalscheur and Gonar Marr. What a way to start the inaugural trophy and continue this rivalry with a 1-point win. How did you sweat this one out?
It was crazy. It was crazy. It was a team effort. Everyone brought their juice. Everyone brought what was in their bag, and everyone played to win for one another.
Yeah, I think it's definitely our best team win of the year. Not everyone played well, but we were definitely all together and in it, and it was an overall win. Like, everybody contributed.
I know this is a rivalry you guys look forward to, but what does it mean when you have to grind out a performance like this, and how does that prime you for what you guys will hope will be a 6th state tournament trophy?
Well, it helps us in the long run for sure, and it helps us bring the juice in the game. Like, this crowd out here, it was amazing. It was amazing. This is what I came here for. This is what Gonar came here for. This is what everyone came here for. Games like this.
Especially with everybody here, all the alumni that comes back, it just reminds me of our culture, and it reminds me that this is just bigger than me. And bigger than all of us. Yeah.
And you had to overcome some adversity. You didn't hit a field goal in the first 7 minutes of this game, but if there's anyone who knows how to play from behind, it's you guys. You've been doing this for years now. So how do you make sure you don't succumb to pressure like that when you can't get a bucket in that situation?
Well, it's really our defense. Our defense is our main purpose, pretty much, in the DeLaSalle tradition of basketball, and that's what's got us in this game and kept us in this game.
Yeah, the first 7 minutes were definitely kind of ugly, but we just relied on our defense. Like that's the one thing that it can never falter. So we just had to rely on our defense a lot heavier today, and it came through for us.
And on that note too, Gonar, you struggled a little bit early on and really came on strong at the end of the second half. So how would you assess your perseverance?
I think I just keep in mind the bigger picture that like down there, the 4 minutes were probably the most important of the game. So it's definitely not about how you start, it's about how you finish, because yeah, it's just you got to keep playing no matter what. Shots weren't falling for me. Like I think I started out the game like 0 for 5 or 0 for 4 or something. So I just had to keep playing through it, keep playing hard, because there's so many other things you can do besides just score the ball.
Speaking of finish, a guy who helped you was Dominic Bledsoe. He hit that three-pointer that ultimately was the go-ahead bucket. How big was that three, and what did that do to revitalize you guys?
Well, that helped us a lot. That gave us another spark in our game at the end, and also all those big free throws that he hit really helped us, really saved our butts.
Yeah, no, he was working. That's all he does, and he came up big. He did exactly what we needed him to do, defend and knock down shots, and he came through big time with those free throws to secure it. But yeah, so yeah, that was a good win.
So what does it mean to be the possessors of the inaugural Golden basketball?
That means a lot, because we want to keep that each and every year. So it's a rivalry, like you said, and it's personal.
Yeah, I think that was definitely one of the best ways we could have won it and take it first. So hopefully we can keep it going for more years to come.
And finally, anyone you want to say hi to that will be watching this online or on TV?
I'd like to say hi to my cousins and aunts and nephews and my mom.
I'd like to say hi to my family, Nick, Laura, my mom, Emma, and Freaky. Yeah.
All the alumni who helped you win 5 in a row, maybe 6. But if this is my first time here, and if these 2 games are any indication, I'm going to have to make this rivalry appointment viewing. This was a lot of fun, and I could tell you guys really take this seriously. It's a friendly banter. We saw the huddle, but great game, and hopefully we'll see you hoist another trophy of the state tournament variety come March.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you.
Yeah, no, we definitely got some work to do between them, but yeah, we'll be, yeah.
Well, you guys have done it before, so if there's anyone who knows how to get that work done, it's you guys.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks again, and go and celebrate that trophy wherever it might be. Right. That was Gabe Kalscheur and Gonar Mar. That wraps up our coverage. Thank you for watching this exciting doubleheader from DeLaSalle High School. Until next year, when this series goes to Cretin, I'm Mike Beaton. Thank you for watching.